ways. Something really on my dash cam too. Oh, that's all I told the volume. Damn, I hate that. Why is that favorite? I don't know why that's there.
Will raise interest rates another 0.25% tomorrow.
A security scare at Buckingham Palace just 4 days until King Charles's coronation. A man is suspected of tossing shotgun shells onto palace grounds. You can hear authorities conducting a controlled explosion.
You are fighting alone, baby, you're not.
What the hell was that?
That suspect is in custody tonight. Let's get to ABC's Lama Hassan, who is in London for us. Lama, what do you know?
Yeah, hey Mona, so as you know, the coronation is set for Saturday, and as you can imagine, security here is very tight at the palace, with royal fans already starting to set up camp. And rehearsals are already underway tonight. You can probably hear them. You can hear the band playing. Now, police say that the man approached the gates here and threw what are believed to be shotgun shells onto the palace grounds. The man was arrested on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon. Authorities also detonated a bag in his possession just as a precaution. Now, the palace did confirm that neither King Charles nor Queen Camilla were at the palace at the time, and officials say there is no further threat to the public, but as you can imagine, it was a scary moment for sure. Lola.
Lama Hassan, thank you. Still much more to get to here on Prime. Coming up, the last of the 4 officers involved in George Floyd's death learns his fate on state charges against him. But next, in our Prime Focus, thousands of movie and television writers are off the job, striking in a pay battle with major studios. It's a similar scene to another strike more than a decade ago. We speak with writers and experts about what's different this time and what changes they want to see.
So many of my friends, they're like, oh my God, so you're loaded now. They're like, you made it. I no longer had any money from the fair. I barely got money from the fair in the first place.
Now at T-Mobile, new and existing customers can get our best deals like the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
I love being with T-Mobile. They upgraded me to a new iPhone 14 with this advanced camera.
Wow, it's a great photo. I can really see that you wore my shirt I said you couldn't borrow.
Oops.
Get iPhone 14 on us with an eligible trade-in on our new Go 5G Plus plan. Only at T-Mobile. 24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling to continue credit or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement due. Details at T-Mobile.com.
At Fogo de Chão, you don't need a reason to celebrate, but here are some ideas. It's the anniversary of your cousin's 3rd date. Slice into a tender double-cut pork chop. You mowed the lawn today. Our rich bone-in ribeye aged 21 days just for this moment. And why not have Fogo host your housewarming party? Decadent lamb picanha, marinated in white wine. And they're all included at one price. That alone is reason to celebrate. Make a reservation at Fogo.com.
The Granite Expo has everything you need to remodel your home or business.
Right now, get up to 40% off select cabinets while supplies last.
The Granite Expo.
For more info, go to thegraniteexpo.com.
Ashley is having a huge sale. Right now, you can get up to 50% off floor models. Plus, shop limited time deals on furniture and mattresses throughout the entire store. These items must go. If you ever thought about replacing that worn out sofa, upgrading your tired bedroom set, or getting that dream dining table, now is the time. These deals won't last long, and once they're gone, they're gone. So hurry to your local Ashley store to shop and save today. See store or ashley.com for details.
Reporting from Manhattan, I'm Diane Macedo. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
You know, nobody wants a strike. I don't think anybody wants a strike. But I also think that if a strike is what it takes to get the writers what they need, then I'm absolutely supportive of the strike in that way.
That was acclaimed showrunner Shonda Rhimes speaking on the writer's strike. We'll have more of her interview with her Lindsay Davis later this week at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. The strike went into effect for thousands of movie and television writers. Talks for a new contract broke down, with writers demanding studios make changes to payments based on the major shifts caused by streaming. The last time the Writers Guild of America authorized a strike was 15 years ago, forcing a shift in programming for 3 months. ABC's Kana Whitworth explores the past and what we could see in the future this time around.
How much money do you need?
It was a historic moment in entertainment history.
I was just watching Conan O'Brien just fill time as all his writers went on strike.
We are back now, but sadly, we do not have our writers with us. I want to make this clear. I support their cause.
The 2007 writers' strike, with an estimated economic impact of over $2 billion, caused late-night shows to go dark. TV shows like Breaking Bad ground to a halt.
In 2007, when the pipeline of episodes finally ran dry, networks really had to get creative, put on more news magazines. There were a lot of game shows. There were a lot of reruns.
CBS experimented with airing reruns of premium channel Showtime's hit show Dexter.
They even went so far as to bring a special wintertime edition of Big Brother.
What one of them doesn't know is that there's an unexpected wrinkle awaiting her. Hollywood has shut down again over a strikingly similar issue, making a livable wage in the age of streaming.
I support my writers, but we have a lot of staff and crew that will be affected by this, but they got to get a fair deal.
A lot of times people are living paycheck to paycheck, writers and actors, some directors. You only get money when you're working.
More than 15 years later, similar scenes of thousands walking off the job from LA to New York to Georgia as the 3-year contract between the Writers Guild of America and major studios expires. A new generation of writers fed up, saying the system is broken.
So many of us are barely making a living. We are barely making our groceries, our rent.
WGA union member Alex O'Keefe is a 28-year-old, just a few years into the business, but already doing big things in Hollywood. Nominated for 2 WGA awards last month as staff writer for Hulu's FX show, The Bear.
34 chickens, okay? 12 french fries, 12 mash.
But he says this smiling photo hid the true pain of reaching his dream to work in the writer's room.
So many of my friends, they're like, oh my God, so you're loaded now. They're like, you made it. I no longer had any money from The Bear. I barely got money in the first place. So I had to go to my friends and my family and say, I have to go accept this award. I can't accept it in a hoodie. I need some money to buy a suit.
And while he never had to go through the events of 2007, he's part of the more than 97% of writers who just weeks ago voted in favor of a strike, which could impact nearly 11,000 union members. 15 years ago, we didn't have those streaming giants like Netflix. Now members like Alex argue it's those companies who are making it nearly impossible to live a middle-class life.
They're going to count on our suffering, breaking us, and our suffering forcing us to take a bad deal. There's some things that maybe I'm saying that it could rub some power people the wrong way. But if we don't take a stand, we will never gain anything.
The union wants higher minimum pay per episode and increased guaranteed residuals, especially for episodes made for the streaming giants.
A super successful show like Wednesday versus a show on the same platform that's not so successful, the residual is actually the same. In addition, series have gotten dramatically shorter, and that means there's less work. Writers are hired by the series, but they're paid. When you've got more people sharing a pie that in some ways is smaller, that is part of what's created the issue today.
The union is also seeking a limit on the use of AI, like ChatGPT, to generate scripts in seconds. Union members also take issue with what's being called mini-room as a way to cheapen creating a show.
They'll have 2 or 3 writers work with the showrunner to develop a first script, but they'll also try to write 2, 3, maybe even 4 more scripts. If the show is ordered and it's 6 episodes, they may not be hired to work on the show anymore because the showrunner already has a ton of material.
The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers telling ABC News in part, our goal is and continues to be to reach a fair and reasonable agreement, adding an agreement is only possible if the Guild is committed to turning its focus to serious bargaining by engaging in full discussions of the issues with the companies and searching for reasonable compromises. And there's potential a drawn-out process could actually help the studios get out of pricey contracts with writers.
Certain writers have multi-million or multi-hundred-million-dollar deals with studios and streamers. So the writer's strike would trigger these force majeure provisions if it lasted 6 or 8 weeks. And you'd see the studios smiling at Wall Street and saying, look, we're saving money, we're shedding some of these deals.
And if this does, in fact, drag out, with the streaming giants releasing new shows all the time, will people even notice?
We've definitely seen in Hollywood there's been stockpiling to help get them through a potential drought of new episodes.
While Alex prepares to look for new work outside of writing, he says this ordeal is worth it, recalling how the WGA union's health insurance came to his aid when right before that awards show, he chipped his tooth.
I flashed this huge smile, looking out. It was all my peers, and I thought I really wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this smile without the Guild. This union has my back. That's why I have this union's back.
Our thanks to Kana Whitworth. For more on this, I'm joined by New Yorker staff writer Michael Schulman, who reported on the lead up to the strike in his recent piece, Why Are TV Writers So Miserable? He's also the author of Oscar Wars, A History of Hollywood in Gold, Sweat, and Tears. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. At midnight last night, the WGA went on strike following that near 100% vote to strike a few weeks ago. It sounds like the writers and the studios are quite far apart. Can you give us a sense of what led to this moment?
Yes. TV as a medium has been completely revolutionized by streaming, and a lot of the changes in the past couple of years have really disrupted the ability of television writers to make a solid middle-class living. If you watch TV on, say, Netflix or HBO Max or something like that, you'll notice that there are shorter seasons, so writers aren't getting jobs that are sustained for as long of a time. The residuals model, where you used to get paid a passive income through syndication or DVD sales, stuff like that, is completely out the window.
You're listening to ABC News. We'll return to ABC News Live in a minute. Right now, the latest headlines from ABC News Radio.
The man accused of fatally shooting 5 of his neighbors in Cleveland, Texas, is now in custody.
After 4 nights on the run, Francisco Oropeza, now caught, found hiding under laundry in the closet of a home in the town of Cut and Shoot, Texas. Oropeza facing 5 counts of murder. Sheriff Greg Capers with a message to the families of the victims.
That they can rest easy now because he is behind bars and he will live out his life behind bars.
It was a tip into the FBI tip line that led federal agents and police to the home where they found Oropeza. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Pentagon ordering another 1,500 regular Army troops to the southern border. They'll join 2,500 already there to support Border Patrol agents ahead of next week's expiration of Title 42. A judge in Salt Lake City temporarily blocked Utah's law requiring abortions to be performed only in hospitals. The judge ruling the Planned Parenthood lawsuit's likely to win against the requirement. Richard Cantu, ABC News.
Stay tuned for the next update from ABC News Radio at the top of the hour. Now, back to ABC News Live.
Affect the movie release schedule.
The last time there was a strike was about 15 years ago. The studios looked very different than they do now. Now it's not just movie studios, but tech giants like Apple and Amazon that are also producing films and shows. So how much does that impact negotiations?
Incredibly. I mean, in a sense, you have the tech industry coming into the entertainment industry and swallowing it alive. I had one writer in TV tell me that, when Netflix came on the scene, everyone said, oh, they're going to drive the car over the cliff. But then everyone got in the car. In other words, Netflix has created a new model of streaming TV that has disrupted the old cable and network model. And with that came all sorts of changes in terms of how shows are distributed and watched, and that trickles down to how much writers are paid. And I have to say, money is important here, but from the writers I've talked to, there are other things as well. I mean, people are not getting the experience that they need. There used to be a very clear kind of ladder to go from being a staff writer on a show to a showrunner, and now studios are not paying for writers to prep their own episodes, be on set. People aren't getting the experience that they used to have to prepare them to be a showrunner, to rise the ranks.
Yeah, it's a pivotal moment for writers, but I do have one last question before I let you go. How long do you think that this will go on? Are we talking a few days, weeks, or the entire summer?
It could easily be the entire summer. I mean, the last strike lasted 100 days in 2007 to 2008. Before that, there was one in 1988 that lasted a little bit longer. So it could very well easily stretch into the fall. And the longer it goes on, the more ramifications it has for production schedules and for viewers.
We will have to wait and see. Michael Schulman of The New Yorker, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.
And we still have much more to get to coming up. The tense moment as the Coast Guard tried to rescue 2 people and a dog from a sinking boat. From the stage to the White House and Capitol Hill for an issue that's impacting 100 million Americans. The cause rapper Fat Joe is now fighting for. But next, it's Teacher Appreciation Day, but some teachers aren't feeling the love. We take a closer look at some of the major concerns being raised by the numbers.
Now at T-Mobile, new and existing customers can get our best deals like the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
I love being with T-Mobile. They upgraded me to a new iPhone 14 with this advanced camera.
Wow, it's a great photo. I can really see that you wore my shirt I said you couldn't borrow.
Oops.
Get iPhone 14 on us with eligible trade-in on our new Go 5G Plus plan. Only at T-Mobile.
Customers contact us before canceling or taking credits or credit stop and balance and required finance agreement due. Details at T-Mobile.com.
At Fogo de Chão, you don't need a reason to celebrate, but here are some ideas. It's the anniversary of your cousin's 3rd date. Slice into a tender double-cut pork chop. You mowed the lawn today. A rich bone-in ribeye aged 21 days just for this moment. And why not have Fogo host your housewarming party? Decadent lamb picanha marinated in white wine. And they're all included at one price. That alone is reason to celebrate. Make a reservation at Fogo.com.
The Granite Expo has everything you need to remodel your home or business.
Right now, get up to 40% off select cabinets while supplies last.
The Granite Expo.
For more info, go to thegraniteexpo.com.
Ready to get the ring? I'm on the design team at Shane Company, and I'm excited to tell you about our unique engagement rings, designed in-house and inspired by our travels across the globe. There's something special here for everyone and every budget. Classic styles, vintage-inspired rings, and ring settings designed to showcase every stone shape, like a pear-shaped diamond or a marquee. Visit Shane Company for a ring as unique as your love.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com. You have low water pressure in your kitchen or bathrooms? Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Many people don't realize that these are all symptoms of corroded pipes, and these issues will only get worse. Call Repipe Specialists. We've been seamlessly and expertly solving these problems for over 30 years. With our proprietary process, we'll repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by Saturday at 844-737-4736 to save 20% on your entire job. Plus, you'll get 0% interest for a year on approved credit. That's 844-737-4736. Repipe.com.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
92% of households that joined Peloton early in the year are still active a year later.
If you love cycling.
Peloton actually makes a treadmill too.
Okay, if you love sprinting.
You could try out a power walk or a scenic hike in Scotland.
Let me just clear my entire schedule.
Hey, we're nothing if not flexible. With classes from 5 minutes to 30, Peloton can fit into any schedule. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try the Peloton Tread risk-free with the 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
ABC News Live, Saturday morning. You're invited to a front row seat to history. The coronation